enthusiasm. But Brady Papinga on the other side, Brady's from BYU. He's showed a lot of progress too. Now our main guy in the middle, Barnett, he ran into a little problems on the off season here, hanging out in a nightclub. You know, I was watching Tonight Show the other night, and they had the coach on for the Colts, and it slips my name right now, but the champion. But anyways, he was going through the 4 rules that he has for his team. You know, their players at the beginning of the season. And one of them is always, guys, get home before 1 o'clock. There's nothing good that happens after 1 o'clock, out in these late night establishments. And that's Dungy, I'm sorry. And Dungy, was saying, and I agree. There's so many of these players. I can't believe what is going on in Tennessee with Pac-Man Jones. Pac-Man Jones is in trouble all the time, hanging around with his little posse. So again, with Barnett being out there and getting a little fight, you guys got to get home. Again, there's really nothing going to happen at that hour. And you know how many people, when they find out you guys are football players, all they want to do is mess with you. So I'm hoping he's learned his lesson on that, and we do not need to be the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals are the Bungles over there. They got so many players in trouble. Character is the number one thing here for so many teams. It's all about chemistry. But, so that was just one of my little concerns about Nick Barnett there in the middle. Excuse me. On the secondary side, Woodson last year, boy, he really showed me a lot. Woodson was a great, great pickup from Oakland. Sorry, Aldridge. My buddy out there, Aldridge, Mr. Oakland Raider fan, well, we had to pick him up for you. So, Collins looks pretty stud. And again, Al Harris on the other side, he's really shocked me. Al Harris, they said he wasn't fast enough, he wasn't this enough, but I'll tell you what, Al Harris is aggressive. He gets in their face. He will not let the wide receiver off the line. And that to me is that's exactly what we need. Now, the other one, hopefully Underwood can come back from the injury, because Manuel, I'm not really sure on what he was really going to give us last year. So we got a couple of weaknesses out in the secondary. But again, to me, the key is we got to get a tight end. We got to get some more production from that tight end division for Favre to open it up and move the ball down the field slowly but surely. As you recall back in our Super Bowl run, possession. We were able to keep Dorsey Levens, Edgar Bennett. We kept going 5 yards, 10 yards, 2 yards, 3 yards, just kept moving the chains down the field. And that's kind of what I'm hoping for the Packers to do this year. You are listening to WSUM 91.7 FM, Madison, Wisconsin. It is 9:21 right now. 62 degrees out here. Nice sunny day here in Madtown. Hope it's pretty nice where you are too. And one other thing I want to touch on base last weekend, a little golf going on. I don't know if you guys noticed, there was watched up in Whistling Straits up there in Kohler. But we really, really here in Wisconsin, we got quite a golf course going at Whistling Straits. I think we had the PGA, the Men's Golf Championship, about 2-3 years ago. And now we had the Men's U.S. Open. But I'll tell you, that course, oh my gosh, I'm not much of a golfer, because you know what my kind of golfing is? I like the little 3-par deals. The ones where I can actually just see the hole or actually just see the flag. But this place, this Whistling Straits, my God, it's like having golf on a moon out there. And who was that? Tom Watson. He was up like by 6 strokes the final night, or the final round, and he just completely, the wheels just came off Mr. Watson there. But I'll tell you, again, I don't know if anybody's out there golfed in a course like that. But that reminds me, I guess it's supposed to be a lot like the links over in in England, where you got sand traps that got they're like 8 feet high walls. So you hit the ball in there, it's going to be sitting in there a while. So, Wisconsin, pretty proud last week, and to see quite a lot of that. Again, pretty exciting things going on in sports in Wisconsin. We got the Brewers in first place. We got Brett Favre and the Packers coming up. Golf tournament here in Wisconsin. So being a Wisconsin fan is pretty upbeat right now around here. And I want to give a shout out to my UWM Panthers. Yeah, Tommy, I'm an alumnus of UWM. And let me get their little... I always trying to do these little songs here this week to get me a little going. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, that's a UWM fight song. I know it's not quite like On Wisconsin around here, but the reason I bring up the UWM Panthers being alumnus of Milwaukee, pretty proud of my team, but we got 4 guys in NBA Summer League right now, and one of them that looks like he's really, really got a shot. I was last night at State Street Brats watching, don't have cable, so that's where I get my sports TV from, but Clay Tucker. Clay Tucker is one of our studs that led our team in 2003 and went to the NCAA, but he's playing for the Dallas Mavericks right now, and Clay, he's really, really got a good shot, hopefully, to have our first UWM Panther in the NBA. So, you know, UWM, as far as sports goes, especially basketball, it's a dream come true, because when I was a student there in the 90s, you know, we were... You know, he thought it was like Division III or something like that. We only became Division I in 1990. But for us to make the Big Dance back in 2003, myself, my roommates, Randy and Matt, that's just been a dream come true. So UWM Panthers, they're still out there fighting. And, you know, one of the things that really made that team or that program is Mr. Bruce Pearl. And Bruce down there in Tennessee, I wish him good luck. Hope he can continue doing good things. And Tennessee, I think they got a good shot. I think they're going to be in the top 10 preseason poll out there. So, give again, good shout out to Mr. Pearl. Mr. Jeter, Rob Jeter, UW assistant coach here from Bo Ryan. He's leading the UWM team, so hopefully Jeter can turn this around. Last year we kind of had a downslide, but my buddy Randy's telling me that we got a lot of studs coming up, and hopefully this year's going to be a lot better. And let's see, I need to do a little bit of a PAC, a public service announcement, and let me try and get this loaded in my machine, and we'll go from there.
If flooding should affect our area, would you be ready? Well, your American Red Cross will be there. The best way to make your family and home safer is to be prepared before waters rise. If you're in a high-risk area, purchase and maintain flood insurance. When floods strike, move furniture and valuables to higher floors of your home. To learn more, contact your local American Red Cross chapter at 608-233-9300. Together, we can save a life. This message brought to you in part by the American Red Cross and WSUM 91.7 FM Madison. The snake on the lake.
Yeah, speaking of public service announcement, that's not quite the one I wanted to play, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about campus safety around here. Had an event here down in Madison. This is a campus radio station, and I want all the students, a lot of students will be coming back here on August 15th. We had a girl, she disappeared. Actually, it's been kind of haunting, because every time I'm walking down to the radio station for the last couple of weeks, I've seen a picture of her, Kelly Nolan, and you know, she was just actually out here at the establishment. I can see out my window right here in, on State Street Brats. And, you know, she disappeared. And they found her, unfortunately, a couple days ago. And, you know, bad things happened there. And so what I really want to talk about quickly here is our students here on campus. We have a lot of programs to help you guys get home safe at night. There's a Safe Walk Escort program. We got safe cab rides, safe buses. And everybody, when you go out with your peers at night, you guys are together, you know, try not to break up. I mean, don't leave other people, go another direction is what I'm trying to get at. Make sure everybody gets home safely. Because, again, it's pretty haunting. You know, I'm walking again down on State Street, seeing her picture all over the place, Kelly's picture. And then now, you know, in the last couple of days after they found her, her picture's gone. And I just wanted to tell her and her family my sympathies. She's not forgotten. So everybody, you know, school's going to be starting up August 15th, pretty much lease turnover here in Madison. So a lot of people are going to be coming back. So everybody, please stay safe. We have a lot of programs here. It's called Safe Arrival for everyone. And just talk to everybody. Let's try to make sure everybody gets up safe home. So anyways, try to be a little bit of a downer there, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about that out there. Getting back to our Brewers a little bit quickly here. We got the Colorado Rockies coming in. We got quite a home series coming through. We got the Rockies, we got the Diamondbacks, and the Nationals. Actually, no, the Nationals are the ones we just played, but we got the Rockies and the Diamondbacks at home. We really, really need... Right now, the Brewers really need to jump out of the gate tonight. We got Chris Campion going, and he really needs to... He's been on the DL list, so he's coming back, and Suppan, those two pitchers are really the two key, because Ben Sheets he's been leading the team all the way. He's 10-3 right now, did a good job in the All-Star team, but we really need our starting pitchers to turn this around, not turn around, but just keep our momentum going, because we ended up with the 24-10 lead right away. We jumped out of the gate real quick. But there's one thing impressive about every season. There's always some games that turn it around for the Brewers. And there's some key important games that happen. One of them was we got no hit by Detroit. And then we came back the next night. And we were really, really in a slump at that time. We just lost 20 of 30 games. And we needed to come back. We needed to have a victory. And we were down 2-1 in the 8th inning until Billy Hall came out and cranked a 2-run homer to turn that game around. So... there's always pinnacle games that we need to have a run for the World Series or for a title. There's other big game, too. That one game in Chicago, it was around the end of June. We were up 5-0 in the first inning, and they end up coming back. Ramirez hit that 2-run homer off of Cordero in the 9th inning. He had 2 outs. We were almost there. We had one more out to go, and, you got to give it to the Cubbies. The Cubbies came back. They won that game. But the next day was the one that I was watching on, which was a proud day. We were actually on Major League Game of the Week. Now, growing up back in the 70s, there was no cable back then. Right now, you guys don't realize how nice it is to see so many games. So many games flooded on FSN and all over the place. But back then, as a kid, I'm a little older student or returning student. So, when I was a kid back then, all we ever had was the Game of the Week. Joe Garagiola and Tony Kubek, that was a big time. But to see the Brewers on Fox Game of the Week a couple Saturdays ago, that was really an awesome game. The Brewers just cranked it out. It was 13-4. We jumped off right away. So that was the next game after we blew that 5-0 lead when Ramirez came back and hit that home run. So always in a season, there's always points where you turn it around, because when the teams that are completely slumping, the chemistry I was mentioning before, when the chemistry's not there, that's when you start getting the infighting going. And one naked, what is it the saying? Negativity or controversy builds character. Well, those are some key things that build it for the Brewers, get the character going on that end. And, there's a couple things that we really also need to get some help with. Billy Hall, I was hearing last night that Billy Hall, with his ankle injury, he's hoping to be back maybe next week. So Billy Hall, and the other one is Ricky Weeks. Ricky Weeks has got to really come out. Ricky's kind of had a bad slump this year. Pretty disappointed at this point, but, we need Billy Hall and Ricky Weeks. And Braun, our new third baseman, I'll tell you, that guy, Ryan Braun, he's really, really been a surprise over there. I think he's batting like .330 right now with 10 homers. So around the infield with Braun and J.J. Hardy and Ricky Weeks, and of course Prince Fielder over there, I'll tell you, I would not trade our infield really for anybody. Right now, how young we are, Prince Fielder, I was reading, Prince is the youngest player last year in the All-Star game. So I got a call coming in here, trying to get that going. Hello there.
How you doing this morning?
Good. Who's this, buddy?
Yeah, this is Andy.
Hey, Andy.
This is the Big Cat, your reporter from Milwaukee.
Yeah, the Big Cat. How you doing there, Andy?
Oh, we're doing good.
Good. So what's happening over there in the Milwaukee area with our crew?
Well, it's going to be good to get back into the season now that the All-Star game is over. And I heard you talking a little bit about, the Brewer pitching.
Yeah.
Hoping that we can get Sheets and Suppan on a roll.
Mm-hmm.
My problem has always been with Jeff Suppan is he's always been a Brewer killer.
Yeah.
But other than that, he's a 500